Hi there, I'm Shane Spiers, and welcome to another edition of the Performance Brief, where we give you one breakthrough business idea in just 5 minutes. My guest today is Dale Beaumont from Sydney in Australia. Dale, a very warm welcome. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you.
Brilliant. Now, I have really been looking forward to this interview as I'm fascinated by the impact that new technologies can have on workforce performance and the significance to the future of work, but as well as what leaders should be doing now to prepare their workforces and themselves for the opportunities of the future. So, for those of you that don't know him, Dale Beaumont is an award-winning technology entrepreneur, international speaker, and author of 16 best-selling books. With a passion to give back, Dale's goal is to help more than 1 million entrepreneurs around the world with Bryn, and we'll find out about more of that in a moment, the world's first business advisor powered by artificial intelligence. Wow, that's brilliant. Dale, our topic today is what is artificial intelligence and why it's the next best thing. When we've got 5 minutes for our interview, are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Brilliant. Let me start my clock. So let's start. What is AI and why is it so important?
Well, artificial intelligence has been a term that's been around since the 50s, actually, and it's really just computers doing things that we consider to be intelligent. And this area is now really exciting because we're now getting closer and closer to doing things that are, quote, more human. And so things like being able to speak in a way that is almost indistinguishable from a human versus a computer to actually to speak, also to be able to understand and comprehend information. We have seen probably more progress in the last 3 years than we have in the last 30 years. So it's a very, very exciting area, and artificial intelligence is now entering every industry, medical industry, also many others as well that are now needing to use and understand AI for making smarter and more intelligent decisions.
Brilliant. So how can I use AI or my subscribers use AI in their business and life?
Sure. Well, you're probably already using AI right now if you're using a GPS system to navigate how to get to somewhere. If you're maybe looking up something on Siri on your smartphone, or you're now using the Google Assistant. In fact, every time you swipe your credit card, there's an AI algorithm that will determine whether or not it's a fraudulent transaction or not. So AI is actually already all around us, and certainly, with things like driverless cars, and also being able to detect cancer spots, and that's AI is already being used, but it's now starting to actually move into more white collar industries as well. And rather than necessarily replacing jobs, it will start to become a complement to how we actually work. Now, some practical ways in which we can use AI, basically what we can do is AI is a lot about using information from the past to predict what will happen next. So say, for example, that's the easiest way to kind of think about it. Say, for example, you're running a company and you wanted to predict, say, when someone may leave your company or be unhappy or maybe request a pay rise. You can actually look at your historical data from thousands of employees over the last decade and look at all those data points. And then companies now know almost within being able to predict to the week where someone is actually unhappy and maybe either wanting to leave or maybe asking for a pay rise based on a whole series of factors. Could be their performance or work attendance or number of sick days and things like that are all indicators that someone may be unhappy. And so there's lots of really exciting things that we can also do in terms of marketing. We can look at the historical data of people that have purchased one product, then 3 months later are likely to purchase another product. So what we can do is change our marketing moving forward, and we can even have alerts pop up and say, based on everything that we have done, over the past 5 or 10 years, we know that this customer now is ready to buy this product. So let's serve them up at the message that's going to be relevant for them. So there are hundreds of different ways in which AI will soon start creeping into our jobs. Yeah. And it's all designed to help us to make better informed decisions based on historical data.
So, Dale, how can leaders start preparing themselves and entrepreneurs start to get involved and interested in this stuff more?
Well, I think the first thing is just to start to develop an interest and curiosity around the actual subject. AI is not something that is going to become less important or going away. It's only going to become more important and going to have a bigger and bigger impact on our businesses in the future. So the earlier that leaders start learning about it, the better. So there's a number of different books on the subject that people can actually look at. You can just go to Amazon and type in artificial intelligence and you'll start to see a whole series of books. And otherwise, there's plenty of blogs out there that one can subscribe to. And then at some point, you may be wanting to consider to bring in a consultant who specializes in this area to start to make you aware of some of the missed opportunities that are in your business that would be impractical for a human to sit back through 10 years worth of data points. It would take them years to come up with conclusions, but an AI system can process that volume of information within a few days, if not a few hours. So there is now things that were seemingly impossible, which are now possible, and it's about understanding, what you can now do.
Brilliant. So, Dale, you gave us a link for more resources on this subject for www.brin.ai, and I'll put that link below the video. So just finishing off with the final few seconds, what is Brin? What is that all about?
Yeah, so we did some research and found out that there's 500 million small business owners on the planet, and only 1% of them really have access to a business owner or a business consultant, or a business advisor. So that means the other 99%, are really just in many cases, building their business through trial and error. Yeah. And we realized it wasn't possible to give everyone a human advisor because there really simply aren't enough to go around. And so we then thought, how do we actually build the next best thing, which is basically a digital business advisor. It's a business advisor powered by artificial intelligence. And so we've now built a system that knows the answer to more than 5,000 business questions. And it's like, best way to think of Brin is like Siri for business. Really? You just talk smart, you download our app and you say, hey, Brin, what is a profit and loss statement? Or, hey, Brin, how do I market my business? Or, hey, Brin, how do I find more customers this month? And then Brin will launch into to answers to those questions. And then also to support Brin, we also have a series of training videos as well. We have a library of nearly 1,000 training videos that are part of our app. So it's free right now, and people can go to brin.ai and download the app, have a bit of a play, and start to learn a little bit about what artificial intelligence can do.
Brilliant. Thanks so much for the insight, Dale. That's brilliant.